Hello and welcome to Neuroshambles, the podcast that aims to shine a light into some of the murkier corners of what it's like to parent neurodivergent kids. I'm Mark Allen, and every episode I'm going to be swapping stories with my guests about some of the frankly ludicrous nonsense we have to deal with on a daily basis. So, if you're anything like me and you're feeling frazzled, overwhelmed and pretty much an outcast from polite society, join me. Hello and welcome to episode 62 of Neuroshambles, which is the first ever live recording of an episode. Genuinely exciting. For me, perhaps only, the audience completely... There we go! I'm really sorry that I kind of appealed to you for that, because if anyone's got any auditory sensitivity at the moment, I've just triggered you and I apologise. So, yes, this is the first ever live recording. I will warn you, the fact that it is live means that it's going to be really hard for me to edit together like I do with the normal ones. So this is going to be released pretty much as it is. As a result, it's going to be a bit rough around the edges, like many of our households. But if you could accommodate that, I think you're going to enjoy it. So sit back, strap in, and enjoy the shambles.
Meet the guest.
So this week's guest is someone who has been a genuine inspiration to me since Neuroshambles was a germ of an idea in my frazzled brain. At the time, Tam and I were very early on in our diagnosis journey with Jay, and to be honest, I was in a bit of a low place and desperately looking for content about parenting neurodivergent kids that didn't take itself really seriously or make me feel like I was doing everything wrong. So then I stumbled across the ASD with a G&T account on the socials, which shone a very bright light onto how ridiculous our lives are and gave me permission to laugh about it, which I think is the most important thing, and that's what I needed at that time. So not only is she a prolific creator of hilarious content, she's also a campaigner, an advocate, now a 2-time published author. I am delighted to be able to welcome her back. It's Lisa Lloyd!
Thank you for having me back. I wasn't sure if you was ever going to have me back again. And being a live one, I'm a little bit worried I'm going to get cancelled after this. Like, there's no edits. I'm like,
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Really?
So we did an episode in season 2, and I've been trying to get you back ever since. At one point, we
had
booked
Terry
it in.
back?
Oh, well, no, you just pushed him forward and went, you do it, Terry. So I had Terry, but you're back now. And so we had never met in person over all this time. And it's the weird thing about recording a podcast is that you spend so much time face to face with someone talking about quite intimate and personal things about your life that when you meet them in person, it's really weird and it's really lovely. And then I went to Lisa's book launch on Tuesday. And here we are again.
Literally this
so
week.
It's like buses,
Seeing
isn't it?
each other twice
Exactly.
in 1 week.
But it's lovely to have you back. There was also a thing at the book launch when I said, it's the 60-second episode. And you panicked. Do you remember?
Yes, because I heard that as it's going to be 60 seconds. I was like, how are we going to do this? I was like, I've got so much to say.
It's going to be so far off 60 seconds. Yes, it is episode 62. Just to clarify, we're not doing it in 60 seconds by speed running Neuroshambles. I don't think that's what anyone came here for. So, yes, we've got a lot to talk about, so it's definitely going to be longer than that. Now, before we launch into it, I do need to ask you about the setup in your household so everyone's aware of what neurodivergencies are at play there. Talk us through it.
Well, so I've got 2 children, Poppy and Finn, both autistic, both very different. Finn, trying to say it very quickly, but Finn is a rule follower, fun police, we call him, and it constantly tells me off. And then Poppy has got, well, we believe she has PDA. So obviously the rules don't apply to her.
Believe?
Would it apparently it doesn't exist in Kent. You can't get diagnosed with it.
Really?
It's amazing KCC once again.
Really?
They're like, we just don't recognise it, so
Well,
it
tell
just
her that.
doesn't exist. Yeah. So yeah, we all know she has it, but
it's just not spoken
just
about.
not official. Yeah, and yeah, I was diagnosed last year as autistic, but pretty sure I've got ADHD as well.
I mean, if you need my input, you're definitely ADHD.
Yeah, yeah, and I think, to be honest, I think my dog is autistic as well. And I'm being serious with this, like. He really is. He doesn't like other dogs. And anyway, that's a whole different episode. We should do one about autistic pets.
I'm going to do one about pets in season 4.
Please do.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Not enough people talk about this.
Yeah, I've got a guest already. Sorry.
And interview Frankie.
Your dog?
Yes.
Okay, we'll work that out nearer the time.
He is non-verbal though. He
doesn't
bark.
make for a great interview
Doesn't
then,
bark.
does it, Lisa?
He doesn't bark. Anyway.
Okay, we're going to crack on because
I told you I'd be cancelled
fine.
tonight. So
That's not me cancelling you. That's just me keeping things moving.
What's the topic of the week?
Okay, so this week's topic of the week is one of those ones that's actually quite tricky for me because it's not one that I've got a direct lived experience of. However, it is also one that I've had multiple requests from listeners about. So when Lisa agreed to come and do Neuroshambles Live, I knew she'd be the best person to talk us through this. We are going to be talking about the unique challenges posed by raising neurodivergent kids when you are neurodivergent yourself. Okay, so don't look at me like that.
I don't know if everybody knows Mark here. He seems to think he's neurotypical.
For the purposes
I'm not sure.
For the purposes of this, because you're not the first person to have said that, I am an undiagnosed neurotypical, and that is how I identify. But I am, I've got a live audience here, which is genuinely exciting, because normally it's just me in my bedroom. So I'm interested in how many of my audience identify as neurotypical, whether you're neurodivergent, whether you are diagnosed or whether you sort of look at yourself and go, yeah, there's some in there. Could you just raise your hand if you see quite a lot of, so just for the listeners who couldn't make it, I'd say about 60% of the room, something like that, and probably more than that because I'm sure there's 1 or 2 PDAers in here.
Yeah. They're refusing to put up their hand.
So, this is an episode that I think is going to resonate with a lot of people. Obviously, myself, I've witnessed neurodivergent on neurodivergent parenting up close with Tam in our household, who is late diagnosed ADHD themselves, but I haven't had that experience firsthand. So I'm looking forward to discussing it with Lisa because, as it happens, that is exactly what is featured in your new book, Unmasking Mum. I don't know if anyone has read it or heard about it, but that is Lisa's new book about being a neurodivergent parent of neurodivergence. So I thought I'd start with, I'm interested in when you became aware that, because a lot of parents of neurodivergent kids who then are late diagnosed neurodivergent find out from understanding their kids' needs and then going, oh, hang on a second, I thought that was normal, but actually that's just my neurotype. I'm interested in whether that was like a slow dawning realization or whether there was like a moment where you're dressed in a onesie and Crocs and you just go, oh, fuck. Was it a light bulb moment?
No, it was a slow burner, I would say, to be honest. And like you said, it is from seeing my kids. And to be honest, it was with my husband because a lot of the time he wasn't understanding like Finn's meltdowns and things. Okay. And I was. And I was like, I get that. I'd be having a meltdown about that.
So you're like the Finn whisperer.
Yes.
And he comes
and
to
it
you.
Was like, I get why he's freaking out. Yeah. It's like, that would freak me out.
Okay.
And so we were sort of arguing a little bit back and forth, to be honest, because his tolerance was not brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on his side before,
Yeah.
and it's tough when
Yeah.
you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and it was like, and I was sort of the one more so making the adaptions and things like that because I understood it more. So I was looking at, and I say more Finn in particular, actually more than Poppy. Though Terry would probably disagree and say there's some PDA with me as well. But
Not in Kent, Lisa, not in Kent.
No, not in Kent. But yeah, with Finn, I mean, the social side, and I always say with my kids, I call them the send-betweeners because they sort of, I feel like they don't fit anywhere. They're like, they're not sort of complex needs enough for full-blown send school, but also can't cope with mainstream, so I call them the sort of in-between children. And that is what I was like growing up. And I think now he would have been diagnosed with Asperger's or something if that was still a diagnosis, because it was all the social side that was the problems with him. And that's what I had growing up. But it was always put down to me being an only child, being shy, daydreamy and all of that. And I think when the kids come along, you sort of see that, you compare because you have to.
You compare what to other kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
because you're looking at milestones, you're looking at how they behave.
But you don't compare yourself to other parents. Going, hey, how come they've got friends in the playground?
Well, yeah. And that's what started happening. But it's true. I was like, I call them all the clicky mums. And it was like, I don't fit in with them. Why do I not fit in with them? Nobody likes me.
Yeah, it turns out you're just neurodivergent and
Yeah.
they're not your tribe. Okay, we'll get onto the social side of things in a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the questions I had was, have you told your kids about your diagnosis?
Well, yes. I mean, Finn was like, yeah, I know. It was like, that was not news to him at all. And Poppy is actually, I'm sorry, because there are neurotypicals here, but she's saying, oh, you're not a boring one then.
Okay.
So that she thinks all neurotypicals are quite boring.
I like that. That's really nice. Because it's a positive thing, right? It's a really positive thing that it's not seen as this negative thing.
I mean that is obviously the way that we want them to be proud of it and not anything to be ashamed of. I have never sort of told them it's a superpower and things though, because my kids are very literal and they'd be like
jumping
off
a
the building and be like, why am I not invisible? Like, this is a shit superpower. Like, I just hate people. Like, it's rubbish. What can I do with this? Like,
so I was just wondering if you feel like in any way, because I was talking to Tam about this beforehand, because obviously Tam is a neurodivergent parent of neurodivergent kids, and they feel like it's brought them closer to the kids, their diagnosis, their shared diagnosis, which I think is quite interesting, and I really like it because there's definitely this kind of shared identity in our house that I don't share. I'm an outcast in my house. Genuinely, I said to Jay once, what makes you think I'm not autistic? And he went, because you're weird. It's like, okay, fine. But they do have this shared thing where they talk about things that give them the ick a lot as well. So they go like, oh yeah, like the cold side of the pillow is a massive thing for Tam and Otto, and which means nothing to me. And the right shape of bowl, like, and they've all got their own like favorite cutlery, and I'm just left out of those conversations. But I think it's really nice. But do you feel like you've kind of become that you've got a closer bond because you share neurotype?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And I think, like you said, I think it's just because you sort of get each other, and it's like, I mean, sometimes I've even used their diagnosis to leave places because I don't want to be there.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm like, they're going to have a meltdown, and everybody's like, they look fine. I'm like, no, it's coming. It's coming, I tell you. And they're begging to stay, and I'm like, no, we're going.
Nice. So what I thought I would do for this episode is to look at parenting through a neurodivergent lens, right? Because obviously, parenting is fucking hard, just in general, right? Parenting neurodivergent kids is obviously harder, but parenting neurodivergent kids as a neurodivergent is like end-of-level boss hard, I'm sure. So I want to pull apart some of the particular neurodivergent traits that make it more difficult for you, as a, for all parents. And then see kind of just to what extent they cause you fun times.
Where do you want to start from? Because we could go from birth.
Well, I'm going to focus because we really don't have time for that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to go trait by trait, okay?
Okay.
So because I think one of the biggest ones, probably for a lot of parents of neurodivergent kids, is sensory sensitivity. It's a biggie in our household. Loud noises and chaotic environments are not for the neurodivergent community, right? But our households are the most chaotic and the most noisy households. If you've ever had a stray neurotypical family wander into your home and then just like you see the shell shock as they're shepherded out of the door again, right? It's not for the faint-hearted. So, and that's hard for me, but I don't have those sensory sensitivities. So how is it for you?
Well, again, that is one of the things that led to me getting a diagnosis, because I was like, I'm so triggered by my own kids. I don't know if that's a normal part of parenting. Why are they triggering me so much? But it like you said, it's the noise and everything. And the thing is, I think before you have kids, you're in your own. You can hide away. But you can't do that with your own children.
They find you, don't they?
They find you every time. And it's like you said, the noise and and their own meltdowns and things like that is very triggering. They're crying, all of that. That really, I mean, in the beginning, that led to like real severe postnatal depression and things with me, because I literally could not cope. And that's when I use the kids' ear defenders. I'd use them all the time. Them? Yeah, no, I don't snatch them off of them.
Mine is better than yours, kids.
Just punch them in the face and snatch their ear defenders. No, when they're being too noisy, I will go and get them, and they're really helpful.
That's something that Tam started doing. Was wearing noise cancelling headphones and sunglasses. Like they're trying to be anonymous in the house. I don't know who the fuck this person tidying up is. They're very good, they can stay.
Just hide in one of the plants or something, disguised as that.
But the flip side of that is that, like, you can't... Like, our kids need to make noise. Like, it's a need. It's not a desire. They need to stim or to regulate or to climb on shit or to just make really weird noises.
Yeah.
Mine do anyway, certainly.
Like the vocal stimming.
And it's important for them to be able to get it all out. I want them to be unmasked in our home. But when that triggers you, that's a tricky thing to deal with. Yeah. So do you just sort of take yourself off?
Well, as much as you can do.
Weeks at a time.
But, that's why I agreed to come on tonight. I would have come otherwise. It's just to get away from the kids. It's like, and that is the thing. You've got Terry then walking into that environment where we're all having a meltdown. And he gets in from work, and it's like I'm hiding in the bath because the kids trigger each other as well. So they're both screaming in different rooms, and he's just trying to stop us all from
it's
screaming.
Like, which one does he help first? Which one do you really love, Terry? Pick a team. It must be a nightmare for him.
It is.
Well, it's like everyone in our household has different sensory sensitivities. Like Tam had this discussion with all of them, and they just worked out that like Tam is really sensitive to touch, and Jay is really sensitive to taste, especially if you put any kind of wrong herb in his food. he'll spot it immediately. India is really sensitive to smell, and Otto is really sensitive to noise, which is like a really shit team of superheroes.
That is.
Isn't it?
That is.
The Stim Credibles.
And that's what I have as well, the sensitivity to touch. And that's another thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you're as a parent, you're like used as like a climbing frame all the time and things. So it's like, please stop touching me. But and I don't like cuddles and things like that, which is really weird thing to say. But it's like I've never been a cuddly person, and Poppy wants to like squeeze you all the time.
And you can't just push her away, right?
No.
But she's old enough for you to explain that's not my vibe.
I just try and distract her. I just throw chocolate at the other side of the room and
then run.
She'll just run over there.
No, this is the thing. Like Otto's like this as well, because Otto has zero concept of personal space. So he's really close all the time, and it's lovely, and I love him to bits. But especially when it's hot, in this hot weather, it's like,
in the heat wave,
you're literally sticking to me. This is wrong.
Awful.
Yes, but I don't have that. I'm not triggered by it. I'm just annoyed by it. It's like different level.
Yeah.
Was there like a look when I looked down at my notes then? So, another of the neurodivergent traits I wanted to look at, which is quite difficult to cope with, certainly with my kids, is changes in plans. Because again, like we all try and make plans, but with our kids, they can change in a moment, at a moment's notice. So how are you somebody that needs that sort of that plan, that clear plan?
Yes, I like to plan ahead, and I'm like anytime I had like an interview or anything like that, I will go to the place several times before it, try and find the parking and all that. Like you yesterday emailing me, you didn't put about the parking, and I was like, dude, that's horrific. And I was like, where do I park? Like,
I'm
what does
very
it
busy,
look like?
Lisa.
You didn't send me social stories or anything. I was like, I don't know what this place looks like.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was neuroaffirming.
No.
Really not, am I?
Really ableist. Really ableist.
I did send you a choice of 2, though, after that, didn't I?
After that, but
Right.
it
But
would
the damage was done.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, and the thing is, the change of plans, and like you said, that happens quite often, and you can't do anything about it. And it's like that can throw off our whole day. And it's like, and that tiny little thing in the morning would then ruin the whole rest of the day. This has been the case quite a lot of times when I've planned like us to go on a day out or something, and then I don't know, we've got there and it's closed or something like that, and then I can't get out of that mood for the whole day. Whereas Terry would just be like, well, it's fine, we'll just go to another place. And I'm like, this is a write-off, this is ruined.
And how are the kids about that?
They're the
kids,
same.
Yeah, okay.
So we're all miserable.
Terry's just like, just want to do something.
Yeah.
Do you all have to get back in the car and go home?
And go home, usually.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it, it's done.
Yeah,
But again, that's where we can all connect, which is quite good, apart from Terry.
Well, yeah, exactly. You're going, Dad's a prick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. we all get it.
Because there was a story in your book that you told about going to a farm with Poppy and Finn, and
I can't even remember this.
let me read it to you.
Oh,
No,
God.
I'm not going to read it to you. But there's a bit where basically Poppy was loving it and Finn had a meltdown and you had to change plans. But part of you was like, well, the plan is that we stay here.
Yes.
And Finn is just like banging his head against the floor. See, I read it.
Yeah, thank you.
And
my one reader.
but that you have to make a decision in that moment.
Yeah.
And one of the facets of that decision making is you being overwhelmed and you wanting to stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Because
But that's the problem with it, because you've got to put your kids' needs above yours.
Yeah.
Which is really tricky when you're neurodivergent. And it's like, and then when you've got 2 kids with different needs as well, that's the thing. I find that I'm torn quite often because one wants to go out, one wants to stay in, one wants to go there, the other wants to go there, and it's like, what do you do?
It's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. No advice tonight to anyone, by the way.
That's not what these people are here for. This recognition, I think, is enough for this. That whole planning thing, because I just make shit up as I go along. I don't tend to plan a lot. I know that Tam needs to plan a lot of different things in advance. And I was talking to them about this, and I said, don't you have days where you just don't really have any plans? And the response was so wonderfully neurodivergent. Tam said, sometimes I plan not to have a plan.
Oh.
Right? There's a day in the calendar for not having a plan.
I love that.
It's like great. So we all deal with it in different ways, I guess.
Yeah.
But it all contributes to that, the overwhelm, right? It's all of these different things that I'm going to be talking about are all these things that drip feed into that sort of growing sense of overwhelm, right?
Yeah. And, especially when you're dealing with, like, school and things as well, it's like there's so many things that change, like with, inset days and things like that as well. And it's like, and they do the most ridiculous times for them. It's like a random Tuesday, like a week after they've gone back to school, and things like that just fuck me up.
Yeah, what I had recently, that my kids are both, they're all in Brighton and Hove, but one school has an inset day when the others don't.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
so
have
Jay
that
was
well.
off. No, Jay had to go in when Otto and India were off, and the outrage on it, he was appalled by it. He couldn't get over it.
Well, this is how terrified I am of my daughter Poppy. She's now off because Finn is off.
You're like, fair enough.
She's actually supposed to be at school, but she's terrifying. So I'm like, just have the rest of the week off. It's fine. She's in such a rage about it. I was like, I can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered. We'll just have it off.
One of the other things that I wanted to focus on, another kind of facet of neurodivergency that you talk about quite a lot in your book, and it was quite interesting to read, was difficulty with social interactions.
Yes.
And we touched on it a bit earlier about the mums in the playground, right?
Yes.
And not fitting in. And you'd think that might have been one of the things that started to make you think that there was maybe some neurodivergency there.
Oh, is that a question?
I don't know, was it a question?
Was it a question or a statement?
Okay. Was it something that made you feel like neurodivergency was there? I haven't got anything about about non-verbal communication in this, but that was a great example.
Yeah. This is the thing, like, I've spent my life masking, which I think a lot of, especially women in particular, have, are very, very good at. And I think since having the kids, the mask has started to drop more and more because you just can't keep up with it, as well as meeting their needs and then trying to pretend to be somebody that you're not. You just can't do it.
That's since diagnosis?
Yes, and mainly since having the kids. Like, it's just started to, I don't know, fall away, I guess, bit by bit. And it's like, and when they started school, I felt all the feelings come back again that I had at school of being left out, feeling like the odd one again. And it's sort of, it was horrible because I was, the kids weren't invited. Finn wasn't invited anywhere anyway because he was at mainstream, and so you're left out of all the parties and everything. And then
you're not on the circuit, on the parent circuit. Yeah, I felt that.
And it's like, and I can't do small talk and things like that. So I will.
I've noticed.
Yes. So I will, on meeting them, I'll tell them about the massive shit that I had that morning or something. And it's like, people don't really get on with that, weirdly. And
the people that do, you don't want to be talking to.
Yeah.
Go tell me more.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
But the sort of PTA mums, they're horrified by that talk. I only asked you to donate some money. Why are you telling me about your shit?
Yeah, so then it becomes this sort of the echo of school, I guess.
Yeah.
So you'll then sort of feel
and
on
it
the
does.
outside.
It feels like you're back there again, like being the lonely, isolated one that nobody talks to.
But there must have been some people, because that's the
No.
thing that I found. That, like no one.
No.
No, but were there no other? I know that PDA doesn't exist in Kent, but does neurodivergency or other parents of neurodivergence that you were like, oh, my people? Because that's what we found was that, and it wasn't by choice that we were ostracized, but it was just. Like you say, you don't get invited to the parties.
Yeah.
And you don't have time to be asked with the WhatsApp conversations.
But that's the thing. I mean, I'm not completely blaming them. I think that's the thing. Some of it is me. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to you either.
Yeah, okay.
Which I realised in the end, because it's like I'm trying to fit in to somewhere that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I really found my friendship group was online with,
Okay.
like the Sem Reform girls.
Yeah.
And they were mums of neurodivergent kids, and most of them are neurodivergent. And that's sort of how I found them in the end, because I've always struggled with friendships. There's people that talk about having friends from primary school still and things like that. I don't have anyone from I do now, but not long-term friendships. I've always struggled.
But it's different now, right? Because then because you find your tribe.
Yes.
You find other
Yeah.
typically neurodivergent, me excluding. You find other neurodivergent people that you just connect with, right? You click with, and
Yeah.
you tend to gravitate towards them. So I'm told.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And we are very similar, where we won't, we don't feel like we have to constantly check in on each other. And, your text messages and things would be like, I don't know, I gave Terry a blowjob last night. And, Terry would disagree with that. He'd be like, I haven't had one for over a year. What are you talking about? But it's like, I don't want to talk about, I don't know, what do neurotypicals talk about?
The weather.
Yeah, you see, I don't want to talk
sports.
about that. I don't want to talk about that. So that will bore me and I just won't respond, which makes you a bad friend, I think. But we all get that. So we all just verbal diarrhea at each other and overshare. And it works.
And you've now got friends, right?
Yeah, for now. Do my special interest changes again. But, in all honesty, I do think there is a saying where it's like you have friends at different stages of your life as well. Mm-hmm. And I do think that is something that I struggled as an autistic person, is to take my friends with me with the changes that I had in my life. It's like, oh, well, I've got my work friends. Oh, I've given up work. You're no longer my friend anymore because we don't work together. We've got nothing in common. And, school friends, we're not at school now, so don't need you anymore. It's like out of sight, out of mind, which sounds really harsh. It sounds awful, doesn't it?
But also, we have very, very busy lives.
Yeah.
We only realistically, I'm talking about the parents of neurodivergence, you don't have that much capacity to do lots of shit. I'm not, do you know what I mean? We're not going to lacrosse and golf and, it's just batten down the hatches and get through another day.
Yeah.
And then if there's time at the end of the day, then I can see someone or I can hang out with people. So I've got, quite a small group of friends as it is. And I think that's a realization that you make as parents of neurodivergent kids, that it's about quality, not quantity.
Yeah. And like you said, I think you're so sometimes burnt out and drained and everything. You don't have anything left for anybody else as well. Like you said, after being with the kids all day.
Yeah. So
I don't even want to talk to Terry. I just want to be left alone.
But the ones that are still there now are the ones that are forged in fire.
Yes.
They've been through it all with you.
Yeah. Like Shell, I call so Shell, my other friend, she's autistic, but I call her a leech in a nice way because she just clings on, and it's like she knows this, it's fine, but she and you just can't shake her off. She stays, which is good.
Yeah, because you're not trying to, right?
No,
exactly, perfect.
Yeah, she's gonna love this.
Another of the facets of being a neurodivergent parent of neurodivergent kids that cannot be overlooked is how much harder it is if you have issues with executive function. Right, so the ability to prepare stuff and organize stuff and hold several things in your mind at once. There is a cruel irony in the fact that of all the people in the world, I think we have to do the most paperwork.
Yes.
The most amount of organisation. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the amount
doctor's appointments and occupational
EHCPs,
therapies,
DLA applications, like just talking to teachers, constantly like interacting with Senkos and authorities. The planning you have to do just to leave the house.
Yeah.
It's not even paperwork. It's like, right, what do I have to remember for every single one of my kids' different needs to make sure that we go out the house without a massive meltdown?
Yeah.
It's just leaving the house.
Yeah. And like if you are one of the lucky ones that manages to get a babysitter or anything.
Well done, guys. Well done. Proud of you. Every single person in this room this evening. Yeah.
But yeah, like the things that you have to go through to tell them to stick to that routine and make sure you follow. And some of these are like mental routines as well. Like before bed, you've got to do this dance to the left. You've got to say goodnight to these certain toys in this order. You've got to throw a red ball over your arm, and then you've got to pinch yourself on the arm.
I would love to try that with a babysitter. Now Otto needs his mauling.
That's the thing, you just can't explain it to people.
Yeah, true. But it's the amount of, like I say, the paperwork that we have to do is phenomenal. The amount of stuff that you have to fill out and keep on top of. It's not just writing the stuff and sending it. It's then following up to go, have you got it? And then following up to going, okay, if you have got it, can you let me know? And it's like it's constant, the chasing up that is needed.
And and I think, that's the like ADHD side with me that shows, because I really struggle with that. And
so how do you do it?
I don't, because I
okay, fine.
Well, the thing is, I always give people advice. So like with like DLA or EHCPs or anything, I always say photocopy it, because like then it helps for when it's up for renewal, especially if things haven't changed and stuff like that. I photocopied it, but then I lose the photocopies. And I just lose it every time. And it's like, people are like, make a diary. Well, I lost the diary. It's like, I can't find anything. So I struggle with this so much. Yeah. So Terry like helps me with that side of things as well.
So he does a lot of the admin.
Well, no, I don't want to give him credit for it, but I would say that he equally. It's
that's important, I think. Because I've taken on a lot more of that now since Tam and I are separated. But Tam did a lot of that early on, and that really fed. So Tam has got strategies, so lists, just a list of lists, genuinely a list of what lists there are.
Do they have ADHD as well?
Yeah, ADHD and autism.
Because I was going to say, because I feel like the ADHD sort of overtakes the autism that way.
Yeah. When it suits you. When you don't have to do the paperwork. When you've got
both, you'd feel like it balances out somehow and you just become neurotypical. Do you know what I mean?
That's not how it works.
I know,
Lisa.
but you would think it did. You've got the ADHD disorganisation, the autism organisation. So, you just come out.
Perfect harmony. No, both sides are pissed off with you.
I know. It's very annoying.
But so Tam has gone the other way. So everything is super, super organised and super structured. And I'm actually genuinely thankful for that, because that meant that our kids have their EHCPs, and we've been able to accommodate them. And
because the local authority will not let you off if you're late with that. Or
No.
Even though they're always late.
Exactly.
It's fine for them.
So, I just wanted to kind of highlight how difficult that whole process is for neurodivergent people.
I've always said that I think it's really unfair that we all, like neurodivergent people, have to go and get a diagnosis and things. Like, I think everybody should be diagnosed, and if you're neurotypical, you should have to go and get undiagnosed, because then you don't have to do the paper. Like, they can do the paperwork side of things that we struggle to.
I love that idea. That's a wicked idea.
Yeah, I think it is. I'll put that to the new Prime Minister.
You're going to have to fill out a form though, you know that.
Probably.
Yeah. One of the other things that I wanted to look at, another trait of neurodivergency that definitely affects you, is rejection sensitivity, as you talk about in the book, right? And if you are rejection sensitive, and you have a child like Jay, or you have a child like Finn, who are brutally honest, right? Does that not trigger your rejection sensitivity?
Yes. Yeah, it does sometimes. And I mean, I am constantly told by Finn how disgusting I look, how much my breath smells in the mornings, like everything. But I kind of, there's honesty, and then there's being a bit
being
brutal.
a dick.
Yeah.
No, Jay skirts that line very, very often.
Yes.
And deliberately so, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the other day, he was like, is that a new shirt, Daddy? And I was like, yes, it is. It doesn't go with those trousers.
Yeah.
You didn't need to say that, did you?
Yeah, all the time. But I definitely don't ask his opinion on how I look or anything anymore. Never anymore. But the rejection sensitivity, that is like some of the reason that I struggled with friendships and things as well.
Yeah.
Is because it's in weird ways that it comes a lot. Like, if my friend, for example, would have another friend, I was like, oh, well, that's it. That's the end of us. And I would feel completely rejected. Like, nobody else can have any other friends and things.
That's really interesting.
And I can see that with Poppy. Poppy's definitely got rejection sensitivity.
Like just one friend. And then
she has none, to be honest. She has imaginary friends, but she has real rejection sensitivity where you would say to her, do you think you could do this or something in a different way? And she will take it as you're shouting. She'll take it as she literally, I think I asked her to just move her shoes once, and she went into the garden and she went, why does nobody love me? It's like she literally takes it really to heart. Anything that you say, so you have to be so careful.
India has that a lot, actually. I've only just thought about that as being rejection sensitive.
Yeah,
so any correction of anything leads to then meltdown.
Yeah,
literal meltdown.
And it's like they feel like they failed and done something terribly wrong, and which is a really like common trait with autism, is that you feel like a failure your whole life. And, and that leads to like imposter syndrome and things like that. It's like, even with my second book, it's like, Terry's had to talk me around so many times, because my first book like blew up. It was like, what happened with that was like unprecedented. And that's why the publishers were all fighting for it and things. That is unheard of, but I wanted that again for the second one. And everybody kept saying to me, that's not going to happen with the second book. That was a one-off. Like, that's not going to happen. I still sold loads, but because it didn't do as well as the first, I'm like, well, it's a complete failure. I'm a failure. I'm terrible. And Terry has to talk me around all the time, which must be really frustrating for him.
Yeah, because he thinks you're ace.
Yeah.
And you don't see it in yourself, and that's but
it must be just irritating as well, like constantly having to pick somebody up. It's like, Shut up.
He's just your hype man.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. So, but do you not, because when Jay says horrible shit to me, I saw it's water off a duck's back now. Like it was quite hard early on when I didn't know really what it was. And yeah, you know, you kind of have different expectations of the parent-child relationship, right? Of going, well, you will respect me because that's how I was parented.
Yeah.
And then I still have yet to receive respect. And so, so the bar has been lowered. And so now it doesn't like wound me like it used to. But do you get, you know, because I know we laugh about it, but it is hurtful when that shit is said.
Yeah.
How?
It is, but like you said, I think I have got used to it.
Okay.
I've got used to being mentally abused by my child. But it's like, I think the thing is, like, do you know what? The words don't hurt me so much because the actions show completely differently.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that I now look at the action, and maybe because I'm autistic as well, I get that as well. And so I sort of understand that the words aren't really meaning it's just angry or in the moment, and the actions always show me how much he actually really cares and what he really thinks. Yeah,
that's really interesting.
And that's what I try and focus on more than
Jay's like that
the words.
Well.
Words don't mean a great deal, I don't think.
No, because it's also coming from a place of overwhelm.
Yeah.
Right. So it's in that moment, that heat of the moment.
Yeah.
But it's then when he sends me a little like YouTube clip of this little
things like that
thing that it's like he's pebbling, right? He's showing me something that he thinks I'll enjoy.
Yeah, like
because
connecting. Yeah, that's the thing.
Gotta look for love in other ways.
Yeah. I mean, I have been blocked from his from texting him quite a few times.
He blocked you?
Yeah. He added me to his WhatsApp group with his friends and I got really excited. And then within like 2 seconds, he blocked me. And he was like, oh, it's just by mistake I put you on there.
I mean, it was definitely by mistake.
Like, yeah. I know, but I got then so excited. And then I was blocked. I was like,
We've had a vote and you're out, Mum.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think like probably the biggest facet of being a neurodivergent parent, parenting neurodivergent kids, is how you navigate overwhelm in them, meltdown in them when you're overwhelmed yourself. As I was saying, so there's lots and lots of different things that can contribute to this overwhelm, and so often you have to put yourself first, right?
Yeah.
Because you're the parent, and we are hardwired to put our kids' needs first. And we're always told as well, like, you've got to put your gas mask on as well. So which one is it?
Yeah. Yeah,
like
put yours on first and then you can...
Yeah, then you can administer oxygen to them.
But when you're raising neurodivergent kids and things, you often don't have that. There's not a lot of support out there. And I don't know if other people are the same. Like, there's hardly anybody who babysits. There's hardly any after-school clubs or, anything like that. There's such little support. Mm-hmm. And I think how you ever sort of get time for yourself, and I think that's the thing. I think a lot of us lose ourselves when we become parents because we just become a carer and we sort of lose who we were before becoming a parent. And I think that's a really hard transition from going from no kids to a child or more. But it's, it is important to take those breaks and things when you can. But I don't,
it's just how you do it, right?
Yeah,
you gotta find
how
the
do you
moment.
do it?
But so when your kids are overwhelmed, right? They're in meltdown. Let's just say you're in ASDA, right?
Yeah.
They're in meltdown, and you are being triggered, not just by ASDA and by people, but by their meltdown as well. Can you just shelve that? Like, can you just compartmentalize it? Or you're like, I'm looking after my needs. I'll see you in the gin aisle.
Yeah, just leave them there. Well, that's the thing. Like, I would end up having the meltdowns as well. And especially in the beginning, I would end up leaving loads of places crying and, seriously upset. And, the whole day would fall apart after that. Quite often as well with the kids, when they're having a meltdown, like they're okay after it. Like it will last whatever amount of time, and then they're absolutely fine. But I'm still carrying that.
But then you've been navigating that first, right?
Yeah.
So what so like Liz Evans said and Heidi Maver said is that when their children were in burnout, they did everything to kind of help them through burnout. And then when their kids were out of burnout, they then were in burnout. It was like finally, you've been holding the world on your shoulders.
That is it. Yeah,
because
you have to sort of hold it together at the time, but really in your head you're screaming and you're in like fight or flight mode and things. And you know that there's that saying like you're only ever as happy as your unhappiest child, and I think that's so true. Like it's, you know, but if they're upset, if they're in shutdown, anything like that, it affects you and it's going to bring down your mood. But then once they're over that, you're left with that. Yes. And that's, you know, it's like a knock-on effect. So that then your meltdown's going to come or shut down. Or,
which is the anecdote you can't remember in the book about about the farm. When you got home, you just went to your room and just had that.
Yeah.
Just locked yourself in the room.
Was that when we couldn't find the way back as well?
Yeah.
We got the wrong turn. Yeah.
You say that as if I was there. I feel like I was.
The thing is, I did write that quite a while ago.
Yeah, obviously, it takes a while to you as well.
I know, but this is ADHD, you see.
I wrote it down. I don't ever need to remember that again. And now here I am making you show receipts. But yeah, it was that. It was basically it's a situation we're all familiar with neurodivergent kids. Of you start out with this lovely idea, we're going to go to the farm and have a lovely time, and there are multiple different factors that lead to a universal shit show. And then you're like, right, we're going home, and then going home's a shit show. And then you get in the door, and then they're like, finally we're home.
And you fall apart.
You fell apart.
Yeah. That's the thing. And the farms were always a bad idea for us anyway. And this is one of the things that I said to my mum in the beginning. I said, Finn is autistic. It's the smell of the farm. And she wouldn't believe me. And I was like, any time we stepped into a farm or like a barn, he would scream the place out. I was like, it's the smell. But that's a different story altogether. But I just, that is...
That's for the next book.
Yeah. That's how I noticed he was autistic. Smell of the farm bothered him a great deal.
So what's quite interesting in our household, because again I talked to Tam about this and how they navigate overwhelm. They talk about it quite a lot. The kids actually notice that Tam is in overwhelm. And
God, I wish mine did.
No, I was like really surprised, given my experience of my kids and how forgiving they are to me. But apparently they offer to help Tam sometimes.
Oh.
Which is like mind-blowing to me. But I cannot tell you how lovely it is to hear that happens.
I am shooketh by that. I mean, I fell down the stairs, broke my foot in 3 places. I mean, I was screaming. Finn was in the other room. He did not get up. And I said to him, Finn, I fell, broke us. I need an ambulance. And he was like, I just need to finish this bit on my game. I was like, I'm literally dying out here.
I can see his point, right? I mean, that foot's still going to be broken while this game is going on.
Literally, there is they would never notice if I was in overwhelm at all.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, the amount of times I've been crying. My dad died last year, and I've obviously been crying on and off a lot about it. And Finn will literally come over and ask, when is dinner? And I'm like, it's like, can you get on with it, please? Yeah, like, get yourself
speed
together.
Run the grieving process.
Like,
because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I was genuinely shocked. But so Tam would now say, you can't help me, but just give me some time, give me some space, and they do.
And they do that.
Well, yeah, because that's kind of probably the thing they want anyway. So you don't need me. Great. I'm going to go.
Yeah,
play
that
on
is
the
true.
Switch.
Yeah.
But then they kind of all navigate it together, which sounds lovely. I
That
mean, look, I'm not there
is.
to witness this, but
Do you think they're lying?
no, I don't think so. Maybe it's like no. Actually, I think it's wonderful when I'm with the kids. It really gives me a lot of kind of joy to think that that's what happens.
That is lovely. But how old are your kids again?
They are 13, 11, and 9.
Oh, yeah, mine are the same age. They're not doing that. I was like, maybe they do that when they get older.
But they don't do that with me.
No.
You see, this is the thing. And so Tam has talked quite a lot about how they're very open about their neurotypes, and they talk about it a lot, and they sort of joke about different facets of the things they find difficult. And so it's made them a bit closer. I don't know. I'm interested, audience-wise, if you talk to your kids about your neurodivergency, by raise of hands, how many of the kids are sort of supportive and cool about that, and how many are completely disinterested? Hands up if they're supportive and it kind of helps.
I'm so upset by this.
So
There's
that's
quite a few. Why
okay,
are my kids dicks?
and hands up for the they are not in any way interested and just so there is more of those. There are more of those than the other ones.
Oh,
It's interesting.
that actually really concerned me then. It's like Finn, he used to, there was one time that he so loves animals and things now, but when he was younger, I remember he started stamping on ants, and I was like, oh my God, he's going to be a serial killer. I was so terrified. And it's like, I just had that moment then when I was like, oh my God, they're all really supportive and everything. Mine aren't. What's wrong with them? He loves ants and animals now. It's not a serial killer.
One of the questions I had was, are you ever tempted to pull the neurodivergency card on your kids? Okay, you're not the only one, you know. I didn't get to call my mum a bitch when I was a kid. I had to raw dog neurodiversity when I was growing up. I didn't get accommodations. No?
No, but it happens the other way round,
Really?
where Finn tries to pull that. He's like, I can't possibly clean, I'm autistic. I'm like, you can't pull that on me. Like, no.
Really?
But yeah, I've noticed it in my own family now as well. And I think that's another thing. When you start to see it in your kids, you then start to see it in the whole family. And I'm like, you know, my mum, my dad, aunties, uncles, and I'm like, and I think also that's why sometimes it takes us a long time to realise in later life, because we've been living in our own little bubble of neurodivergent life. And, you know, we realise suddenly it's not the norm.
And also, neurotypical families are not letting you anywhere near them. In
Yeah.
the playground, they're rejecting you, so you don't know what it's like. And so you think it's perfectly normal for all these things to happen. I mean, my dad hated crowds and things. So we would get to places like Chesington and places about 4:00 in the afternoon when it was ready to close. So we'd miss all the crowds, but we'd have to dash around it in an hour and leave again. We did that all the time, and I thought this is how everybody behaved. I was like, That's something that Tam told me recently. It's like they find a place that you want to go and go on Christmas Eve because no one else goes.
yeah, that's a brilliant idea.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah.
But it's just insane to me.
And it's like taking the kids to the park when it's pouring with rain and things. It's like, it's lovely.
Yeah, we do a lot of that. My kids don't care about that.
Soft play in a heat wave. That's what we do.
No, that's a terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea. It is. You are correct.
It's not all rubbish.
Okay, we're going to look at the positives now. So with every episode of Neuroshambles, I like to shine a light on the positives. And many times it's really hard to find the positives. I don't think that's the case here. I think there are a lot of positives of being a neurodivergent parent, raising neurodivergent kids. Because, well, firstly, you understand them in a way that I can't, for example, which I think what you were saying with you, and you understood Finn before Terry could.
Yeah.
You understood what could lead to his meltdown and his overwhelm. And that's really lovely. Do you feel like you have a closer connection to Finn because of that?
I think so, definitely. I think it makes me more patient with things that Terry may not be as much, because he thinks you can just get over things.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's that easy. Whereas I know that is going to take a lot of getting over. But I also think one of the positives is we have like a strong sense of injustice and things. And I think, you know, fighting for, you know, loads of us have to fight for support for EHCPs, all of that. And I think, you know, when you're neurodivergent, it's, you know, that's a good trait to have, because you're going to keep on and be that annoying parent at school that the teachers hate.
A lot of the most prominent neurodiversity advocates are neurodivergent, right? Because they've been there and they've seen the injustice and they feel that, and they want to do everything they can to advocate so that other people don't have to go through it, which is amazing. And you started Send Reform England, right?
Well, not just me.
No, obviously. But
the other girls are hearing this. They'll be like, what?
They'll claim it. Yeah, that was all mine.
Yeah.
Like what they did.
But yeah, we all, you know, there was for the first lunch. Did you go to the lunch? You didn't, did you?
No, I don't have
Where
capacity.
were you?
Wait, for what? Well, I didn't know.
The London protest.
No, I didn't.
One?
I mean, it wasn't that I was refusing to go. I'd had about...
Like, where were you that day? In 2020.
Because I have a day job as well, like a full-time day job. I can't just swan But I'll be the next one. I'll be at the next one. No, that wasn't my point. Well, I'm saying it's
Some
pretty
of us
tricky.
have an actual job.
Don't just swan around writing books all the time.
You sound exactly like Finn.
This is RSD Live with Lisa Lloyd.
But yeah, so for that first protest that we did in London, like over 1,000 people came, which is insane. And then we ran like 14 other protests and everything. And, you know, most of them are neurodivergent parents that were like...
It boggles my mind that you have the spoons and the capacity to do it.
It's just
and you found
very, very angry.
But exactly right? So you have this feeling of injustice, this sense of injustice, and you're just... driven to do something about it. I don't think that would have been the case had you not been neurodivergent, right? You just harness this collective power of neurodivergent mums and then like focus it on Parliament.
Yeah. But then I think also that's the flip side to, like you were saying earlier, where there's no sort of respecting authority. You know, and that's like Finn and Poppy don't so much. Finn used to be a rule follower. He's becoming a little bit now in the teen years.
Okay.
But he's sort of, you know, you have to earn your respect. Like, I'm not going to just respect you because you're a teacher or an adult.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree with that. I think that there's some real prickish old people. And I'm like, I'm not going to respect you just because you're older than me. You're a dick. And I get that. I'm like, why do we have to respect our elders?
It's tricky to explain the concept, though, isn't it, to like our neurodivergent kids?
But explain it to me. I don't get it. No, I'm not going to...
Well, some people are assholes and believe that you should pay them deference because they haven't died yet.
But I'm like, you've just lived longer. What?
Yeah, exactly. And they believe that entitles them to... Yes, I know. So,
anyway.
There's definitely that. The social injustice thing is a huge positive, I think, because it means that people tend to get shit done. My favourite advocates are all neurodivergent, which is great. And also, I think, as a neurodivergent parent and neurodivergence, you're sort of uniquely placed to be able to model strategies to them. Like, you can help them to kind of navigate their own overwhelm by showing them what that looks like.
Or they can learn to not turn out like you.
Exactly. Look at what can happen if you don't rein this shit in, kid.
State of me. Like, it's like, don't do it like this. But I think so. And I think, you know, like, by advocating, and everybody's, you know, we're all talking about autism more and things like that, and raising awareness more. And I think, you know, that's showing the younger generation to be more proud of it and not something to hide away or anything or be ashamed of.
Yeah, that's really important. You're normalising it and you're putting it out
and
there, you're
normalising feelings. It's like, you know, having a meltdown and all those things we experience is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to do. It's not a bad thing. It's just expressing your emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more that that's out there, the more the kids.
Yeah.
Like if younger Lisa had seen that,
Yeah.
you know, and recognised it, then you would have probably understood your neurodivergency earlier.
Yes. And not spent my whole life thinking I'm weird and stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
It's quite deep, isn't it?
It was, yeah. We got a bit serious though. Sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies for that.
Didn't come for a therapy session here.
I actually genuinely like the fact that in my family, I am outnumbered by neurodivergence. And we're just going to go with that.
Okay.
We're not going to unpick that. Because it's sort of, they're like a little gang. Like when India was diagnosed autistic, so Jay got diagnosed first, autistic ADHD, then Otto, then Tam, and then India last year. And I'm watching them all fall around me. Just going, fuck's sake, man. Last man standing. And
should have got a buy one, get one free at the clinic.
But I remember when we told Jay, and I've told this on a previous episode of Neuroshambles, we told Jay that India was diagnosed autistic. Me and Tam walked in and went, do you want to know how the result went with India? And he went, yeah, okay. And we said, well, she's autistic. And he just looked at me and went, get out, loser. Like, I'm not one of the gang at all. But I like the fact that they're empowered and emboldened by their neurotype, and it's not seen as weird because they're outsiders in the outside world.
Yeah.
Largely, like when they are in neurotypical society, they're the odd ones out. So it's so nice that they can be in the house and unmask and be themselves and not be sort of ashamed or held back in any way.
And do they like take the mick out of you in your neurotypical
time.
ways? Staring into people's eyeballs, you weirdo.
No, like India constantly takes the piss out of the fact that I eat all food.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's she
How
can't get her head around it.
That
It's
odd.
just made me start to question it. I feel like eating something going, do I really like this? Is this a thing? I don't know. Yeah.
Neurodiversity Champions.
Okay, Neurodiversity Champions now. These are the people or organisations who are doing some stellar work in the realms of neurodiversity. Do you have any neurodiversity champions for us, Lisa?
Well, obviously I'm going to be biased and I'm going to say about the charity that I volunteer for,
Okay.
which includes us too.
Mm-hmm.
They're Kent-based, but they are amazing. And
What do they do?
well, they do loads. They help people with EHCPs, DLA forms, but they also run forest schools. They do home ed groups for the kids. They do like a borrowing library, so you can borrow the sensory toys or buggies, wheelchairs. You know, if you need them for holiday, you can test them out.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, it's brilliant because how expensive are like sensory toys and things, and it's like if your kids don't like it, you've just spent like £300.
Yeah, there's loads of those things. We try them out with. There's like, no.
Yeah, so that you can take them off for
That's
a
a
week,
wicked
2
idea.
weeks, see if they get on with them, and then they run a youth club for send young adults, which I volunteer at every week, and these, you know, some of them are kids, some of them are young adults. They are bloody brilliant. They are just brilliant.
Yeah.
So funny, but it's so important to them,
Yeah,
and
of
it's like a real little community for them, and something that they look forward to. And they do life skills there. We do cooking with them and things like that. So they are incredible. They do so much.
They sound amazing. I'll put a link to them in the show notes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So what's your involvement with them? You're just there.
I just volunteer.
Okay.
I just volunteer. I'm the hype woman. Well, we do like fundraisers and things as well, and to raise money for it, and I just volunteer work at the youth club and.
Wicked.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get Finn to go there. Because I really think he would get on if he just did it, but
The fact you're there is probably the thing that's
I know,
holding him
that's
back.
probably putting him off even more. But it's like, I just think he would enjoy it if he did, but he's not there yet.
He's not demand avoidant. Because it's Kent.
Do you know, I think he has PDA as well.
So that you got to approach it in a different way.
Yeah, and I didn't realise that you could mask PDA.
What? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realise that until recently. I'm like, oh my God.
How can you mask PDA? They're
Well,
still not doing it.
He would be very sort of well behaved at school. He'd be the child that sort of sat quietly in the corner and everything, and then everything would let loose at home. But he was masking all of those PDA traits as well.
Right,
So
okay.
he was seeming very
So he was compliant at school and then letting all of the defiance out at home.
Yeah.
Fun.
And really fun. And the more I sort of know about it, the more I'm realising, that's PDA. Like, I wasn't even allowed to. So we were saying about me struggling, making friends at the school gates and things, but I wasn't even allowed to talk to people at the school gates. So he wouldn't allow that.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was sort of him trying to control that situation.
Yeah.
And, I wasn't allowed to speak.
No, I'm not. If I'm with
I'm
India.
often not allowed to speak.
In the supermarket. I'll do it in the... No, I'll do it now. Here's a little bonus, the flip moment. I was in a supermarket and I bumped into someone that I knew with her kids. And I started chatting, and India, who was getting me some cheese, basically came over and went, "Who are these creepy kids?" Fuck's sake.
I love it.
Creepy kids. They were just literally normal kids. They were like, neurotypical kids are creepy kids.
Love
Jesus.
that.
I've got a neurodiversity champion I wanted to give a shout out to. The wonderful Laura Brown. I don't know if you know Laura Brown, aka the spinning world of autism.
Oh, yes.
Who is a bloody inspiration. So she has a non-speaking autistic son who wasn't able to properly access the NHS speech and language therapy he was offered at the age of 3 because they don't know how to work with kids who don't speak at all. So, which is absurd because these are the kids that probably need it the most, right? That's not necessarily a criticism of the NHS. They're not being deliberately mean. They just don't have the tools and know enough about speech and language differences in autistic kids to be able to help them. So Laura, like a champion, has set up a campaign to address this issue. So there's that sense of injustice thing rearing its head again.
Yeah.
So this campaign is called Speak Up for Autism.
I was going to say speak up for...
Yeah. And she's calling for autism-specific training to be given to all speech therapists. So they have more awareness of the ways that they can help autistic kids to communicate, whether that's through AAC or better understanding of non-speaking autism, situational mutism, or apraxia of speech, all of that stuff. So she's lobbying MPs about it, and she set up a petition. Last time I checked, it was on 6,000 signatures, and you need a lot more than that to get it spoken about in Parliament. So I'm going to put a link to that in the show notes. If any Neuroshambles listeners want to give that a boost, then please sign that. That would be really good. She also does talks and webinars to raise awareness, and she's genuinely impressive, a human. So shout out to Spinning World of Autism on the socials or on her website, spinningworldofautism.com. So that's that.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Why'd you keep looking at me?
It's the
You
eye
wanted me
contact.
to add
It's
to
the
that?
eye contact. It's irresistible. I can't help it.
Do you want me to add something to that?
No, it's fine.
Tiny epic wins.
Tiny epic wins. So these are the things that to a neurotypical family would be no big deal, but to neurodivergent families, they are massive wins. Have you got any tiny epic wins for us?
What, from this week?
No, just in general life. Is there anything that is...
Well, this week, actually, the other day, Finn wrote, "Okay, love you," in a text back to me.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. Usually it's what or bruh. Bruh is a lot. Literally said, okay, love you.
Is that the first time?
Yeah.
That's so lovely when yeah.
How nice is that? I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going to get it
that's
framed. But you know when you're like trying to play it cool, I was like, I'm not going to like put too much back, just put a kiss back and that's it. I was like, I don't want to make it because of the
Should've
PDA.
been like, what
I was like, I don't want to make a big deal out of it. Like,
yeah.
so it's like,
Oh, that's lovely when that happens.
yeah, that was huge because
that's a
they've
massive
yeah,
win.
they really he doesn't like saying that at all.
No. So that's a major
Yeah.
win. I got a tiny epic win. Is the simple fact we've made it through a school year. We've got through it. This is the day after school has finished.
Yeah.
And the fact that we managed to get through it with all of our mental health relatively intact.
I didn't. Well done, you.
Yeah, I'm just showing off. Look at me. Because that's not something that neurotypical parents have to celebrate, is it? Like, they don't go, congratulations, Elizabeth, you made it through the entire year without losing your shit. It's just a thing, and it's just expected. It's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Right, but it's so hard for our kids.
I've heard some of them say, we are looking forward to the school holidays. I thought this was a myth, but I heard one in the wild.
It might have been me.
So, was it you?
Well, no, okay. So the thing is, because we talked about this the other day, right? It's not that I'm not looking forward to the school holidays. I'm looking forward to not having school and the dysregulation of that. So it's
the phone calls.
It's a fine line. It's all of that of like, you know, like Jay's coming home early. Is that okay? Yes, fine.
Yeah.
That's the least of it. But it's the, you know, it's the dysregulation, getting them in and the overwhelm, especially when you've been on the tail end of the summer when everything changes and the kids are all over the place, and Otto is going to a secondary school now, so he's absolutely all over the place with anxiety. So looking forward to school holidays is really just looking forward to that bit ending.
Yeah.
We'll deal with the other shit when we're there, when we're in the moment.
Yeah.
That's where
and
we
not
are.
having to get them dressed and things. Like,
Exactly.
This is what I look forward to. Like with Poppy, it takes hours to get her dressed, her teeth, but because she's fighting me the whole time. And then she'll pretend she's broken her leg, and then she'll crawl to the bathroom, and I'm like, please, every day.
Yeah.
And so I'm just leaving them feral in their PJs.
That's fine.
Just,
There is lawless wasteland in our homes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, I wanted to just kind of say, it's just to celebrate the fact that we got it through. Like, we got through the school year with relatively intact. Because if I looked at 2 years ago, we ended up the year with Jay not being able to be in and being in burnout. And the start of last year was really difficult for Otto, who was incredibly overwhelmed by being in year 5, and that was really tricky for him. So getting through a whole year without any major wobbles like that for me is a massive win.
Yeah.
Now, I obviously realise that for many parents with neurodivergent kids, that is not a thing. So I'm not showing off. I'm just, taking my own win. And I'm also not linking success to school attendance because, it's a very different barometer of success that we all have. But with amazing support from our schools, because I think that's a massive difference.
Yeah.
Like, from me and a lot of other people I've spoken to, at schools, the schools that my kids are at are really supportive and have been incredible.
Yeah.
We managed to get through it. So I'm taking the win, guys.
That is a huge win.
What the flip?
What the flip moments now? These are the moments where our kids will say or do something absolutely fucking mental that will completely flummox us and leave us just scratching our heads and walking off. I've always got a few of these. Have you got some what the flip moments?
Oh my God, there's so many.
Good. Bring them out.
Oh God, I can't think on the spot. You do yours first.
Okay. Jay, the other day, said to me, when I get older, I'm going to eat pizza in the shower.
Oh.
And I went, wouldn't it get wet? And he went, yes, but I'd still have free will. End of conversation. Like, yes, you would have free will. You'd also have soggy margarita.
That's amazing, though.
That's his dream, his ambition.
I love that dream.
Pizza in the shower. You could do it now if you want. It's like I'm stopping him. We're like in our household, he's like going upstairs with some pizza. Where are you going with that? The shower. No, you're not. Get downstairs. If he wants to do it, he can do it. Do you know what I mean? There are no laws in our house.
I love that.
That's him. Another one started with one of the most Brighton sentences you're ever going to hear. Was me looking out of the car window and going, look, that guy's riding a unicycle. It's a very Brighton thing. India went, maybe it's just a broken bike. And I went, no, it's definitely a unicycle. And she said, you don't know that. You don't know his life. Okay. But I know unicycles, and that is a unicycle.
Oh, I love it.
God's sake.
That is brilliant.
The final one I've got from Jay was he was just really quiet, just sat there, and then from nowhere he just went, no one cares about the number 11.
Why the number 11?
And then he went, it's the least thought about number. Which is
it?
Well, obviously not, because he was thinking about it. Like, I didn't want to point out the flaw in his logic there. Like, this is the only number that you've mentioned today. It's not. But I mean, it is. He's right in a way. It's a shit number,
I love that.
isn't it? Of all the numbers, it's pretty weak.
Do you think?
It's just after 10. 10's big old fancy pants double digits, and then 11 sneaks on by 2 of the same digit. I get his point, is what I'm saying. Maybe I am neurodivergent.
To try and tell you.
That was my light bulb moment. Do you have any what the flip moments for us? Have you thought of any?
No, I've literally got a mind blank
Okay,
now.
fine.
I have so many. Like, there's just so many times that the kids
You need to
say
start writing them.
things that, like, literally want the ground to swallow me up and things. But I literally can't think of any on the spot.
Well, you need to start writing them down when they happen.
I do, don't I?
Like, I do it in front of them. I go, hang on, I'm just going to write this down. It's fine.
I know, but one of the main ones that always stands out to me, because I remember it really well, because Poppy was speech delayed, so she didn't say hardly anything. But then when she first started talking, we came across, there's like these 2 old ladies walking their dogs, and she just went up to them and went, fucking dogs, in their face. And I was so pleased that she was talking. I didn't correct her or anything. And I was like, oh my God. And these old ladies were like looking up, why are you not telling off your child? I was just so pleased that she'd finally said something. And kind of in context as well. It's like...
Love it. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, that is it for this episode of Neuroshambles. Firstly, Lisa, thank you so much for coming on and being a returning guest to Neuroshambles.
Thank you for having me.
And also, I think I need to give a shout out to your book. This is the book here. It is Unmasking Mum, which is available now. It is wonderful. It's genuinely funny. Genuinely funny. It's not. I'm not
I
just
can't
saying that.
remember.
Yeah,
I'll take your word for it.
No, it's really funny, and it's a great book. If you are a neurodivergent parent of neurodivergent kids, there will be a lot that resonates there. You can click on that QR code and book it if you wanted to do that. I'll put a link in the show notes if you're not here. Got bookmarks? Okay, we can give those out at the end. Also, thank you, everybody who's in this room today. That is thank you for coming, because it's not easy, is it? Getting out the house in the hot weather and trying to find I don't want to know what you've done with your children. The fact that you've done whatever that is to be here is wonderful. So thank you so much for being here and for being solid Neuroshamblers. I really genuinely appreciate it. Thank you also to the Neuroshamblers at home. I am going to be taking a summer off Neuroshambles as usual, not only to preserve my strength for the summer ahead, but also because frankly I need a bit of a rest. It's been a lot. This year's been a lot. Releasing a 90-minute episode of every fortnight on my own is an enormous enormous amount of work with all the other shit I have going on, and I genuinely been pretty close to the edge sometimes.
And how would you record with them there anyway?
Well, I do. They are in the household, but typically they're asleep. I would like during the holidays. No, I'm not. I'm not even entertaining the idea. No. So I am. I'm just going to have a bit of a break, and I will be back. There will be a season 4. I already have guests lined up, some really exciting guests lined up for season 4. So that will happen after the summer. If you need your Neuroshambles fix in the summer, there's a back catalogue of 62 episodes.
And your social media.
Yeah, exactly. And I may well put some updates on my ill-advised trip with my kids abroad. Depending on how bad it goes. If you don't hear anything, it's gone really badly. In the meantime, though, if you want to contact me, you can email hello@neuroshambles.com or follow me on the socials on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. I think that's about it for now. All that remains for me to say is have a nice life.